Namaste. April 29th, we're doing more raising the roof of consciousness for humanity and mitigating the negative effects of the coronavirus. So, been in the house for about 2 months now, and I have been reading that some areas are going to start opening up some things, not everything. I do hope that it's like an ease into it so we don't get a huge spike of more people getting sick. I kind of wish we were like New Zealand. I read an article that New Zealand went on level 4 lockdown, which is, I guess, pretty intense, and they don't have any, um, hardly any. It's like single digit number of new cases in the last week, which is so cool because they were that stringent. So maybe we can get there ourselves pretty quickly. And with all of these prayers and blessings that we're going to do, hopefully we can get there even faster. So, welcome to everybody who's here. We'll start with a prayer. Beloved Lord, Divine Mother, Divine Father, all the great, great ones, spiritual teachers, spiritual elders, angels, saints, helpers, and guides, we thank you. Thank you for the inner peace and harmony, the joy, the wisdom, the bliss, the happiness, the gratitude, prosperity and abundance, the job, safety, and security. Thank you for kindness, the divine sweetness and tenderness and generosity, the ability to quickly and easily recover ourselves anytime we are triggered. Thank you for divine protection and physical protection and safety. Thank you for an open, loving heart. Thank you. Amen. We'll go ahead and continue with blessings for the earth. So actually, let's breathe into our hearts first. So literally breathing into your heart with your attention and consciousness at your heart. So we can change our nervous system and shift into our heart qualities. And be aware of your crown chakra on the top of your head. Good. All right. We do that to help more blessings to pour in through us. So imagine the earth in front of you, small like a ball. We're going to bless the earth, and we'll do the great invocation because I love that one for earth blessings. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the center of the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ and the great ones return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the holy masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light, love, and power restore the plan on earth. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the center of the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ and the great ones return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the holy masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light, love, and power restore the plan on earth. Continue being aware of your heart and your crown, and blessing out your hands to every person, every being. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the center of the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ and the great ones return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the holy masters know and serve. Let the plan from the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light, love, and power restore the plan on earth. In unison, let light, love, and power restore the plan on earth. Once more, let light, love, and power restore the plan on earth. So be it. Beloved God, bless every person, every being with healing, with your cleansing, purifying light. May they be healed spiritually, mentally, emotionally, etherically, physically. May every person, every being, including all those who currently have COVID, as well as all healthcare professionals and essential workers, may every person, every being be showered with tremendous healing, with vitality, with inner peace and calm and harmony, with love, with wisdom, with goodwill and the willingness to do good, blessings of hope and faith that this too shall pass, and the world is recovering and will continue to recover. May they be blessed with spirituality, divine oneness. May they have a much, much, much stronger connection to their higher soul and God. Blessings of prosperity and abundance. Blessings of job safety and job security. Blessings of new opportunities for prosperity growth, personal and growth and development, spiritual growth. May we choose gratitude, choose to be selfless, choose to be kind, choose to be generous and giving and loving to all. God's blessings be to all. Thank you, God. Divine protection, divine protection, physical protection, protection on all levels. Thank you. So be it. Put your hands down, palms up on your lap. We're going to meditate in the stillness for a while. Keep your eyes in an upward gaze. Let go. Good. Okay. I'm going to start group healing. Continue to be in that meditative space, connecting with your higher soul and God. Mhm. Let all of your chakras, meridians, subtle bodies, physical body be cleansed and healed. Allow yourself to have a nice tune-up, energetic tune-up, energetic healing. Mm. Let all the negative cords be cut, cut, cut. Release all attachment to negativity. Mm. Release, release, let go. Allow yourself to have even more peace, even more love, even more joy. Mm. Thank you, God, for all the healing, all the blessings. Shower them with wave upon wave of peace and love. Breathe it in. Bless them with divine protection, with prosperity and abundance, health and vitality, courage and faith and fearlessness. Bless them, Lord. Bless them. Thank you. Amen. So breathe and come back to your body. Okay, I've got a couple of things that I want to share with you. First, I'm putting it in the chat. So I did this course called Money and You probably 7 years ago. It was a really fantastic course for entrepreneurs and extremely intense and very, very long hours. Hugely transformational. And some of the people that are graduates of this course and transformational leaders in their own way um, t- talk about money has not left the country. And I thought I have permission to forward this and share this video with you guys. So if you want to put that, um, copy that into something for yourself. And come on. And you don't have to be an entrepreneur to watch it, but I'm sure it's probably geared towards that. Okay. May I share another hobby and passion and fun thing that I'm working on that is also quite healing? Okay. So a little show and tell. I've always loved essential oils, and have been using them for probably 20 years now. But I had a renewed interest that got piqued actually from Martina, who's on this call because she's super big into oils. And she introduced me to Symphony of Cells. And so I bought this application book and this chart. So I'll start here with this chart. And the combo to buy those at symphonyofthecells.com is only around 15 bucks. So the chart has, like, it really simplified as to what you need for your nervous system, integumentary system, immune, endocrine, emotions, digestive, urinary, musculoskeletal, respiratory, okay? And so it has a really clean, simple breakdown of these oils would be good for that, which I think is really cool. And then there's this booklet. It's called the application book. And it has different protocols in it, different applications for different systems of the body. Now, I've been experimenting with them and doing a new almost every day or every other day, just because I think it's fun. So I started with the respiratory and one for infectious diseases. So this is just a little example for respiratory. So it gives you like the oil, and then it shows you how to apply it. So to put it on your shoulders and to smell it and put it on your feet. And then, using a carrier oil like coconut oil, and then, putting that on your back. Okay. And then like this next one, tea tree, you put it on your back, you smell it, you put the excess energy or excess oils on your feet. Right. And so it goes through and gives you like a really easy play-by-play of where to actually put these. And I found that doing this 10-step application for different things has been fantastic. I did one, oh my God. Well, where was there? Well, I'll show you one of my favorites. This one is one for emotions. It's called Emobic. It has like rose and jasmine and like these sweet, sweet, tender oils and smells. I literally sat there afterwards and I did 2 hours of forgiveness. And then I was just basking in love till 3 a.m. I was just so high on the energy in a sweet, loving, compassionate, heart-centered way from this one application. But you can use different ones for digestive, for cardiovascular, for there's ones for like your cells and forgiveness and hormone balance and inflammatory and lymphatic, and ones for neurological stuff, ones for bones, osteo, purpose, respiratory, ones. I did one called solar that really helped my kidneys. And then it also has this substitute list at the end of the book. So if you don't have one oil, or maybe one is like really pricey, you can substitute it with one of these other options. And these are all recommended using the doTERRA oils, because the doTERRA is therapeutic grade, really high quality. I love the smell of them. And there really are different grades of oils. Like you can get some that are mixed and really, really cheap. And then there's ones that's like doTERRA or Young Living that are of a much higher quality. And then when I get my oils, I bless them. So I'll open up the lids and I'll bless them. And then when I do these applications on myself, like I'll put it on all over my back and my feet, and I'll massage myself. And if I want a more intense ride, I'll go and lay down in my far infrared sauna blanket. You can add heat or add a hot towel or something to intensify it. And it's been very healing for me. And I have so many healing tools, but yet these applications have been fantastic. So I'm very grateful for Martina for showing me these applications and helping me get there with doTERRA oils and stuff. And so I'm now, because of that, I now do doTERRA, and I have a doTERRA ID. So if you guys end up buying them, I'd love for you to use my name if you don't have a distributor already that you work with, or you can use my doTERRA ID. I think you can look it up both ways when you're in the checkout shopping cart. Okay, so it looks like Martina answered June's question in the chat. Any other questions or comments about these applications? I mean, I know that Martina does them all the time. I know that Christina's received an application once. Like, anything that you guys want to share about that, you're welcome to in this moment. And just one more thing, like, there's a difference between just using like 1 or 2 oils individually and putting them on you, and then doing a full 10-step application. Like, it is exponentially more powerful. Okay, go ahead.
So somebody told me about Boyd Truman, who was the one who found the Symphony of the Cells, or the Symphony of the Cells found him, whichever way you want to say it. And I went to a workshop, and I was working with somebody else other than Tiffany at that time, and she said that I had up-leveled in the workshop because of the oils and the vibrations of the oils. But I shared with Tiffany, one of the things I do with my children when they get the flu, is I do the infectious disease. That's the strongest protocol that is in that book. And I do that the first, maybe for 2 or 3 days, twice a day. And usually by that time, they're symptom-free and they're fine. I've done that on myself too, by the way. And I worked with Embiotic. I have a friend who has a child who's very, very anxious. And in, I think, 3 applications, she went down from a 10 to a 3 in her level of anxiety. And for me, it's like, wow, this stuff really works. So, I love playing with them. I haven't done probably as many as you have, Tiffany.
You just introduced me and I've gone wild.
I was thinking about, it's like there's one for any possible condition you could have, and it's amazing that people say, well, it's expensive, but I remember for my mom, one round of chemo was $5,000. So, paying for an oil, like the most expensive, I told you this, right? The 5 ml rose oil is around, I think, $275, and that's the most expensive. The next one down is probably about $110, which is the Melissa. And then the rest are, lemon is $10, right? So it's like, if you look at the price range between one and the other, it's like.
And the reason why they're priced differently is because certain oils take a lot more flowers or longer processing, harder processing. So that's why you can see oils anywhere between $10 up to, $100. But I would say the average ones are like 20 to 50 per.
Yeah, no, I just said the most expensive roses because it takes, I think, what was it? Like a crazy amount of petals to make the oil.
It was 242,000 rose petals to make a little 5 milliliter thing of rose oil. That's why rose is so pricey.
Yeah.
And you can put them in a diffuser. You can put them on you. Some oils you might need to have a carrier oil so that if your skin is sensitive, it'll help to neutralize that. And there's different blends that you can use. So anybody who's curious about it, wants to play and explore, or wants to specifically use it for healing something, just reach out to me. And I'd be happy to talk to you more about it. And if you go to that Symphony of the Cells website, you can order the application book and the chart for like $15. Or you can ask me, there's a specific something that you want to work on, and I can help you with that.
I will say that when I had it done, the intensity of the vibration of the oils was insane. It, like, I could just feel it. My whole back was vibrating from all of the different oils that were on. And like, I could see and feel it transmuting energies as it was working.
That's fantastic. And that was respiratory. That wasn't even some of the ones that are, for other body systems or emotions. So every single one that I've done, I've loved it. I've loved it. And it's between that and gardening are my two favorite things right now. So, just wanted to share the fun and that I'm having with it and the great healing. Any other questions or comments from anybody about that particular subject? Okay. And Maribel, was that meant to be private or was that for the group?
For the group is fine.
Okay. So she diffuses lemon essential oil and like keeps that in her room, and then she uses rose when she meditates. So yeah, that's I love diffusing these oils. When I travel, I always bring a diffuser with me and diffuse thieves, or On Guard is the doTERRA version of it. Every hotel across the world, I diffuse that in my hotel room. And I always spray down my bed and my furniture and stuff like that here and when I travel with vodka and essential oils, because I want a clean space. Yeah. Okay. Well, I wanted to share that, and yeah, just reach out if you have any questions or need anything in regarding to essential oils and how it can facilitate healing for you. Now, the next subject that I want to talk about is our soul qualities. Okay, so in this Bhagavad Gita, God Talks with Arjuna, Royal Science of God Realization, The Immortal Dialogue Between Soul and Spirit, a new translation and commentary by Paramahansa Yogananda. Okay, so Paramahansa Yogananda took this little book that was the Bhagavad Gita, and he did a 2-volume description with like the inner science and inner teachings behind the Bhagavad Gita. He did the same thing with the Bible. There's a huge volumes on inner Christianity revealed, like the esoteric science behind it. So the one section of this that I want to talk about is, where'd it go? It's chapter 16. Okay, so it's in the second volume. And I had it. Where'd you go? So there's 26 soul qualities. And my page got lost. And in these 26 soul qualities, it talks about, here we go. On page 955, for the next, through that chapter, it has embracing the divine and shunning the demonic, the soul-like qualities that make man godlike. And then he goes into great detail on those 26 qualities. I only want to talk about the first one on this call, which is fearlessness. So Yogananda said that fearlessness is first in the soul qualities, because if you don't have fearlessness, it's really hard to live life, to be on this spiritual path. Like, you have to be brave, you have to be fearless, because so much stuff comes up when we're on the path of consciousness. And so being fearless is a very important part of it. So the way that these holy texts are read is, I'll read a few sentences or a paragraph, and then I'm going to pause, and we're going to be still and reflect and meditate on that silently. And then when it feels right, I'll move on to the next paragraph or set of sentences. and then pause and reflect and meditate. Okay. And I think that fearlessness, not only because it's the first soul quality, but also because of everything that's happening in the world right now, is a great one for us to explore. So I want you to set the intention that you are embodying fearlessness, and let like any fear, stress, worry, anxiety, fear energy just get transmuted with the divine energies as I read these 2 pages. Okay? I use this as a healing. I'll just tell you, like, one of my spiritual practices is to open up any spiritual book, but in particular, chapter 16 of this book, and go into the soul quality of one or more. And I read it the way I'm reading it to you, and I meditate, and I go deeper, and I go deeper, and I let go of anything that's blocking me from being that quality. Like sometimes I'll take an hour to just be with that one quality, and I'll keep purifying and releasing anything that is in the way of me being that one quality. And I've spent times where, like, one day or one week, I'm just focusing in on that one soul quality and taking it as deep as I can, as deep as I can, continuing to embody it, continuing to purge and release anything that isn't that one soul quality. So that this is an inside sharing of, one of my personal spiritual practices. Okay. Any questions before we start? Okay. Fearlessness of Hayam is the Sanskrit word, is mentioned first because it is the impregnable rock on which the house of spiritual life must be erected. Fearlessness means faith in God, faith in His protection, His justice, His wisdom, His mercy, His love, His omnipresence. So now get still and quiet and reflect on that first paragraph, on the soul quality of fearlessness. And keep your eyes in an upward gaze, connecting with the divine. Lord, help us to be fearless. I'm going to reread that one sentence though. Fearlessness means faith in God, faith in His protection, His justice, His wisdom, His mercy, His love, His omnipresence. Be still. The spiritually intrepid devotee is mightily armed against any foe that obstructs advancement. Disbelief and doubt, delusion's first line of attack, are summarily routed by undaunted faith, as are desires and all of their enticements that bluff with threats of unhappiness if not embraced. Fear robs man of the indomitability of his soul, disrupting nature's harmonious workings emanating from the source of divine power within. Fear causes physical, mental, and spiritual disturbances. Extreme fright can even stop the heart and bring sudden death. Long continued anxieties give rise to the physiological complexes and chronic nervousness. Be still. Fear ties the mind and heart feeling to the external man, causing the consciousness to be identified with mental or physical nervousness, thus keeping the soul concentrated on the ego, the body, and the objects of fear. The devotee should discard all misgivings, realizing them to be stumbling blocks that hinder his concentration on the imperturbable peace of the soul. In olden times in India and in Christian tradition also, it was customary for sages to seek solitary abode in the forests, deserts, or mountains for uninterrupted meditation. These remote areas, free of civilized invasion, were the natural habitat of such creatures as snakes, scorpions, and predatory wild animals. In India, even in this present age, we grew up with the inspiring tales of eyewitness accounts of reclusive saints whose sole companions were cobras and scorpions, placidly seeking warmth against the saint's body, or fearsome tigers becoming pussycats. And who has not thrilled to the legend of St. Francis of Assisi, who tamed the bloody lust of the wolf of Gubbio? Beasts are conscious of the divine vibrations emanating from saints, because God-knowing saints see the Lord in everything, not in imagination, but realization. They neither harbor fears nor arouse defensive fear in the Lord's creature kingdom. For the unenlightened, the best advice is caution along with courage. Fearlessness in spirit without rashly exposing oneself to unnecessary risks or to conditions that may rouse apprehensions. Everyone is given ample opportunities without willfully creating them to demonstrate courage and prove power of faith. Death is perhaps the ultimate challenge of faith in mortal man. Fear of this inevitability is foolish. It comes only once in a lifetime. And after it has come, the experience is over without having affected our true identity or diminished in any way our real being, aka our higher soul and divine spark. And I added in the AKA. That part wasn't in the book. Illness also is a gauntlet tossed at the feet of faith. An ill person should try earnestly to rid himself of his malady. Then, even if doctors proclaim there is no hope, he should remain tranquil, for fear shuts the eyes of faith to the omnipotent, compassionate divine presence. Instead of indulging anxiety, he should affirm, I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. I'm going to repeat that a few times before I go on. Touch your heart. I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. A fearless devotee succumbing to an incurable disease concentrates on the Lord and becomes ready for liberation from the bodily prison into a glorious afterlife in the astral world. Thereby, he advances closer to the goal of supreme liberation in his next life. A man who dies in terror, having surrendered to despair, his faith in God, and the remembrance of his immortal nature, carries with him into his next incarnation that bleak pattern of fear and weakness. This imprint may well attract him to similar calamities, a continuation of a karmic lesson not yet learned. The heroic devotee, however, though he may lose the battle with death, yet wins the war of freedom. All men are meant to realize that soul consciousness can triumph over every external disaster. When subconscious fears repeatedly invade the mind, in spite of one's strong mental resistance, it is an indication of some deep-seated karmic pattern. The devotee must strive even harder to divert his attention by infusion of his conscious mind with thoughts of courage. Further, and most important, he should confine himself completely into God's trustworthy hands. To be fit for self-realization, man must be fearless. And let's meditate one more time on that one line. I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. Whatever is happening in your life or in this world, own and know with clarity, with certainty, this mantra, this belief of I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. I've just put it in the chat so you have the reference. I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. That says, instead of saying my MPH, it's supposed to say page 956 to 957. And you can get this book at yogananda.org. You can also get The Second Coming of Christ, which is, the 2-volume big, thick books that talk about the inner teachings of the Bible. So just wanted to share those golden jewels with you. So let yourself be fearless 24/7, no matter what is happening in your world. Be fearless with your loved ones. Be fearless in life. Be fearless with your job. Be fearless with any new projects, new goals, new wishes that you are wanting to create. Be fearless with what's happening in the world. Be fearless with your health. Be fearless with any conversations that you might need to have with others. Be fearless when you go grocery shopping. Be fearless when you wake up till your head falls into deep slumber. For you are indeed lovingly, joyfully held in the divine arms of God. You can let this warm, fuzzy blanket of God's love and protection envelop you constantly. I am ever safe in the fortress of thy loving care. Thank you. Did you enjoy that reading? Well, if you want, maybe on some future calls, I can read you more of the soul qualities. They are, the rest of them are shorter. This one was the longest one. So I am thinking I might do like peace and forgiveness and a few others that seem most applicable right now. Okay, so the schedule will continue into May, where we'll start at 6 o'clock Pacific time on Wednesdays, p.m., and Saturday at 12 noon Pacific time. I will put this recording, and I'm not sure if I put the last recording up yet, but I'll put it on the recording page so you can re-listen to this part if you want. It'll be up by tomorrow. Okay, and June's question about heart something. Okay, so it's called Heart Math. It's not a book. It's if you just Google Heart Math, Heart Math, you'll find the teachings and the science and the website for it. And I'm not sure if the free online training is still available, but if so, I can try to forward whoever's interested the um, the email. I might have already sent it out, so to a handful of people who I thought might want to watch it. But doing that heart breathing, I call it heart breathing. They have some other name for it, but that's just like they take these yogic practices that have been being done for centuries and putting it into mainstream language with mainstream titles, and it's pretty cool. And there's gems in there. Okay. All right. Well, have a great evening, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Well,